Ba yung nasa harapan nyo? Recording na ba? Okay, I think recording. Again, good afternoon everyone. Pa-type naman ng ma'am first time kasi last week nag-conduct na kami. By the way, I'm Miss Marian Labonete. They used to call me Coach Yan Yan. I'm doing this since 2021 pa. If you follow my LinkedIn profile, Marian Labonete and YouTube channel Yan Yan Labonete. So, marami na akong naging mentees. But this year, I collab with Migs. Nakita ko lang din siya sa Facebook pakalat-kalat. At isa pong pakalat-kalat din, nagtagpo ang dalawang pakalat-kalat. So we collab with each other. Gusto ko yung tawa na para tayong nasa banana split. Ayan, and then we were aiming kasi lately I have an Australian client. So I need someone who will teach the community on how to learn zero, not only zero but basically the whole accounting cycle of Australia and also kasi UK din ang katabi niya na yung ibang client sa US I think zero na din and also use na rin dito sa Pilipinas. Okay, without further ado, let's meet Miguel Serrano or Migs for short. Take it away.
Magnificent afternoon pala sa lahat. Can we just greet each other? Magandang hapon,
Ay, Migs, medyo maiba yung boses mo, medyo
nasa
malayo.
taas ang microphone ko. Sorry about
Okay.
that. Again, so hanggang taas na pa man din ang energy ko kanina. O bawiin ko. Ah, magnificent afternoon. Pwede bang batiin lang muna natin sa chat box ang bawat isa. Magandang hapon. In your language. Okay, kung saan mo kayo. Kasi marami tayong mga kasama from different places eh, no? So, sa mga Kapampangan dyan, Maya Pagat Panapon, Kaya Kongan, Mayong hapon. Oh, wala na lang namin kung saan yun galing. Mayong hapon, maraming pare-pareho ah. May Inglesero. Good afternoon. Gusto ko yun. Merienda. Ang ganda ng bati na yun eh, no? Oo, sige, magmerienda kayo. Ako hindi ako makasubo rito. Sasalita ako eh. Pero magandang hapon. Yes, makasta afuab? Saan yun? Yung ko lang narinig yun ah. Paki-educate po ako, Sir Nathaniel. Na-curious talaga ako. Yan, so maraming salamat po and welcome here. Nakita ko puro one, no? Yung mga kanina. First timer tayo. So magandang hapon sa inyong lahat. Gusto ko namang malaman this time, sino dito yung nasa community na at sino yung wala do sa Facebook community natin na Australian Accounting and Bookkeeping Community. One if nandun na, two if wala pa. May I just see? One if nandun na, two if wala pa. Meron pang two. Okay. Sige. Yung mga nag-2, ay, ano ba, inihintayin nyo? Join na. 1,200 na kami doon. So, marami na tayong pinag-uusapan doon. Ayan, palakpakan, di ba? Salamat sa queue. Yan, kung di pa kayo naka-join, please make sure to be part of that. Hindi lang naman kasi itong mga webinar na itong ginagawa natin, but we are also providing a lot of resources every Wednesday o yung mga nag-one dyan. Ano kasi meron every Wednesday? Hindi nyo ko'y pahiya.
Ten-ten.
Ano? Oh, 10-10, correct.
Ten-ten.
Oo. Sa mga hindi pa nakakaalam kung ano yung 10-10, pumunta kasi kayo ng group. Mag-join kayo. Nagla-live tayo doon. Every Wednesday, 10:10 in the morning. 10 o'clock, 10 minutes. 10:10. Every Wednesday, Win This Day Live. So, yeah. So, yun. Nagdami akong sinishare doon out of my experience in the freelance and outsourcing industry dealing with, especially on mga Australians, Kiwis, and other countries as well. So, for today, ang pag-uusapan natin, of course, one of the biggest and one of the, mag-share screen lang ako. Um, nasan kayo? Bigla kayo nawala. Ayun. One of the biggest and one of the most important tools that you should know if you want to open opportunities for yourselves when it comes to Australian accounting and taxation. Syempre, yung pinaka ginagamit po nila which is Zero Cloud Accounting System. But before we move on for that one, bibigyan ko kasi kayo ng very quick overview within the next 60 minutes what that is all about and what are the things that you should know if you want to open up opportunities for yourselves in terms of, working with Australian clients. At hindi lang actually sa Australia, maraming bansa na po iyan. So, sa mga hindi pa nakakilala sa akin, you've been in yung mga lalim, wala pa sa community at never pa akong finalo in any of my social media accounts. Sabi nga ni Miss Marian kanina, ipakalat-kalat tayo everywhere. I'm on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Google. Sige lang, hanapin mo ako, nandun ako. I'm Miguel Serrano. I'm a certified public accountant and also a certified learning and development professional. under the International HR Institute. Ang buhay ko po for the past 10 years umikot, well, 12 years pala, umikot sa mundo ng outsourcing and freelancing. So since I graduated and passed the boards in 2014, doon na ako. Ang kadil ko na, Australiano, Kiwi, yan mga taga New Zealand, Amerikano, Briton, sila na yung mga katrabaho ko. Hindi ako nag-abroad. To be clear, I still worked here in the Philippines but enjoyed the perks of working with international clients for the past 12 years. Nag-start ako as an accountant for a New Zealand accounting firm, and then eventually napadpad ako sa learning and development wherein ako na po ang nagtuturo sa mga kapwa natin Pilipino dito sa Pilipinas, no? Everything that they need to learn so they will be able to work with these type of clients. So ina-align natin yan, yung knowledge niyo sa taxation, knowledge niyo sa mga systems and software na ginagamit nila, accounting practices, and ultimo, how do you deal and communicate with these type of clients. Kung pwede lang natin pag-usapan lahat ng yan within the next 60 minutes gagawin natin, pero hindi eh. So ang pagkasyahin muna natin ngayon, yun dun sa tools natin, which is zero. I'm actually very excited to do this. I've done this to more than 18,000 people already. Ulitin ko yung number, 18,000 na katao. Yes, bilang ko po yan. For the past 12 years, ganun na karami ang naturuan natin, and a lot of them have been able to reap the opportunities that came after, no? So nakakatuwa at nakakataba ng pusong makita yung naging resulta ng trabaho natin. We're still doing that up until now together with all of you. Ilan ba tayo today? 115 on the call. I know there are going to be more people who's going to be joining us very, very soon. So, without further ado, sabi nga ng mga kilalang hosts natin, no, pag-usapan na natin yung mismong topic. Mastering Zero Cloud Accounting, what are the essential skills that you need to have to be a modern accounting professional that firms around the globe are actually looking for, especially sa pinanggalingan ng mga bansa ng software na ito. Sa mga hindi po nakakaalam, Zero did not come from Australia. Okay? Contrary to the popular belief, akala po ng karamihan, ang zero po ay na-invent sa Australia. Hindi po. Yan po ay nag-originate sa Tondo. Joke lang. Sa New Zealand. Okay? Sa New Zealand po yan nanggaling. The founder and former CEO, the founder of Zero, Rod Drury, whom I met once I think nandun ako sa Brisbane, Australia noon, to attend the Zero conference. I had the opportunity to meet him together with the other ones, yung naging kapalit niyang CEO, which is si Steve Vamos. Rod Drury, who's the founder of Zero, was actually a Kiwi. He came from New Zealand. But Zero was very, very popular. It was popularized heavily in Australia. Ganun talaga. Kasi lalo na doon ginagawa yung conference nila every year. So, pinaka-popular talaga siya doon. So, expect na natin, if there is an accounting firm in Australia, 95% of the chance they are using Zero for all of their clients. Okay? And if there is a small to medium sized type of entity in New Zealand, in Australia, I mean, itaga mo sa bato, zero ang ginagamit niyan. Nakakatuwa nga eh. Kasi aside from me teaching Filipinos how to use zero, para magkaroon kayo ng opportunity, makapag-work sa mga ganong klase ng clients, nabigyan na rin tayo ng oportunidad to be also, pakinggan nyo to, teaching zero to Australian business owners. Ginagawa ko na din po yan. Nakakatawa eh, no? Pinoy ang nagtuturo sa software, sa kanila ng software nila. Kaya natin yun, dear. Mahirap lang kasi syempre English all the time, di ba? Pero nagagawa na natin yan. So, ganun ka-heavy ang demand for zero for them. Meron mang ilang-ilang pang mga software na meron silang ginagamit, like MYOB, namamatay na yun actually. QuickBooks, yeah, oo. Pero maliit na market lang kasi si QuickBooks pagdating sa Australia and New Zealand. Talagang heavy user talaga sila doon sa zero. Okay? So, kung hindi pa enough na reason yon for you to learn about this software, dagdagan ko pa. Kasi as of this moment, mababa na tong estimate na to. Medyo matagal na tong ginawa kong PowerPoint eh. But the last time that I checked, around the globe, there are already more than 4.4 million people who are using zero cloud accounting system. And soon, dadagdag kayo sa bilang na yan. I'm 100% sure of that. And this is not just confined in Australia. Zero is actually being used by more than 180 countries worldwide. So bagay, wala ka naman choice. Worldwide, di ba? 180 countries. So, kung hindi ka man pumatok sa Australia, eh, ang dami na dun. Okay. Pero hindi ka pa rin nakakuha ng opportunity doon, may 179 countries ka pang pwedeng piliin, including the Philippines. Kasi isa rin yan sa trabaho natin eh. We are implementers of accounting system like Zero here in the Philippines. So, yung mga accounting firms in Australia, New Zealand, UK, magkakapatid yung mga yan eh. Mga British countries, Australia, New Zealand, UK. And of course, US. The US, yes, heavy ang QuickBooks doon, pero head-to-head battle sila right now ni Zero. And the last time that I checked, which is very matagal na to, Indeed pa lang, no? Ang dami ng active jobs. I-search mo lang yung word na zero doon. Lalabas doon, napakadaming options na pwede sa'yo na pwede mong applyan. Sabi ko dito, more than 700. I think mas marami pa dyan. Okay? Lalo na nung nag-pandemic, okay? Lalo na ngayon na nagkakaroon ng limit sa mga like kung ilan ang available. Alam nyo ba, sa ibang bansa, ah hindi mo kailangan maging accountancy graduate, lalo na sa Australia para mag-accounting ka para sa kanila. So, ganun kababa ang supply ng mga accountants doon na basta marunong kang mag-bookkeep, sige, kukunin ka nila to do so. Okay? So, the opportunity is very, very huge. Upwork, ganun din. Alam ko, medyo saturated na rin yung Upwork, pero marami ring opportunities na mabubuksan doon para sa'yo if you know how to use this software. Now, nandun na rin naman tayo doon sa topic ng how to use. Kung po meron silang question, baka hindi ko mapansin agad pakikuha na lang ang attention ko ha. Pero anytime, if you want to ask questions, wala pong problema, sulitin natin ang mga susunod na minuto. Now, nandun na rin naman tayo dun sa topic. Okay? Ano yung mga bagay na dapat alam mo? So, kasi ito yung mahirap eh. Um, Bukod sa paghahanap ng client, the most challenging part here is how do you align your skills, okay, when it comes to their requirement. So, oo, may makikita kang tutorial sa internet, but the problem here is that you don't know where to start. Yun ang kadalasan na nagiging problema. Saan ba ako sisimula? Ano yung mga dapat kong aralin? Ano yung mga dapat na alam ko? Kasi lalo na, the internet right now has a lot of information pero too much of information na hindi man alam kung ano doon ang consumable at alin ang hindi. O edi align natin, bigyan ko kayo ng game plan. Here are 9 things that you need to learn and 9 things that clients look for if they want to hire an accountant that is an expert in zero. Ito yung siyam na yan. Ano yung mga yan? Dapat familiar ka sa mga to. Isa-isahin natin. Take notes, ha? Number 1, automatic bank feeds. Kapag sinabi nating automatic bank feeds, lalo na yung sa inyo yung mga hindi pa familiar sa freelancing, outsourcing, working on other countries, yung mga accounting firms doon. Kaiba sa nakasanayan natin dito sa Pilipinas, okay? On other countries, meron silang ganitong option, automatic bank feeds. Ano ibig sabihin nito? Imagine niyo to. The accounting software, which is Zero, is connected to the client or the business bank account. Connected yan. Bakit? Anong purpose nun? Two reasons. Number 1, automatic bank feeds enable na yung bank account mo, yung online banking, will be pushing the transactions, will automatically upload the transactions from your bank statement papunta sa accounting software mo. Why is that very important? Number 1, ang mga transactions kasi sa ibang bansa, wala na masyadong gumagamit ng papel, cash, okay? Most of the transactions there are online transfer, digital payments, mga ganun na. Cashless transaction, credit cards, okay? Yeah, meron pa rin naman perang papel. Pero hindi na masyadong widely ginagamit, lalo na kung business to business o kaya nagbabayad ng mga customer. Lahat ng mga establishment dyan, kahit mga kapihan, may mga QR code na yan, meron ng mga credit card terminal, EFT POS. So lahat ng mga transaction nila pumapasok as part of their bank statement. And so it's very important that from the bank statement, automatically na-upload yon sa accounting system. Bakit? So that you can immediately process the transaction right into the system. Hindi yung nagkakaroon ng delay na wala pa yung bank, hindi pa nare-reflect sa online yung transaction. Tapos ida-download mo pa, lalagay mo sa Excel. Ay, masyadong matagal yon. Kasi ang goal nila doon is to create real-time reports. Tandaan niyo yun. Can you say that in the chat box? No? Real-time reports. Yun ang kailangan natin. Okay? Real-time reports. Yan, correct. Real-time reports. So, therefore, ang trabaho mo, okay, ganito ang laging siste dyan. Lahat ng mga transactions, let's say for today, okay, mapapasok yan automatically into zero mamayang hating gabi. And then tomorrow morning, nandyan na lahat sila sa accounting system mo and your job is to do reconciliation. Pag sinabi reconciliation, nagko-code ka, nagre-record ka ng transaction. Ano itsura nun? Para hindi natin ini-imagine. Ganito po itsura niyan. Hindi yan. Ito po yan. Ayan. So this is one example which is demo company. Now, if you want to practice or to do some experimentation, trial ng lahat ng pag-uusapan natin for today, one of the very first things that you should do is to register for an account with Zero. Sir Migs, meron po bang bayad ang pag-register ng account? Okay. Ang sagot po, wala. Basta ang pinag-uusapan natin dito, magre-register ka ng account. Magke-create ka ng account. Kasi there's a difference between creating an account and creating an organization. Tandaan niyo yan. There's a difference between creating an account and creating an organization. Ano pinagkaiba? Creating an account, ibig sabihin magre-register ka ng login mo. Username, which is your email, and then password. That's it. So, and then, after you create your login, yung account mo, pwede kang gumawa subsequently ng organization inside. Ano yung organization na yon? Yun na yung mismong ito. Ito, makikita mo dyan. Okay? Now, alin sa dalawang yon ang babayaran ko? Ang babayaran mo is yung organization na gagawin mo. May 30-day free trial yon. Pero pag nag-expire yung 30 days na free trial, mag-expire lang yung organization na ginawa mo. Pero yung login mo, yung account mo, hindi. Okay? So, yun ang tatandaan nyo. At the same time, for example, nag-create ka ng account ngayon. Nag-expire na yung organization na ginawa mo. Walang problema. Buhay pa rin ang account mo. Nagkaroon ka ng client. Tapos yung client mo may zero, in-invite ka niya ngayon using your email, no? In-invite ka niya to access their zero organization. You can use the same account to log in. Hindi mo kailangan gumawa ng bagong login. Ma-access mo ngayon doon sa login na yon yung organization nila. And if you have multiple clients with multiple organizations, you only need one account to access all of them. Okay, pakita ko sa inyo yung example. Nyari, punta ako dito. Ang tawag nila dito, MyZero. Ayan. From the MyZero, okay, ayan. May listahan po ako dito ng lahat ng mga clients na active sa akin. All of these are mga one by one yung mga yan, organizations, lahat ng yan. Isa lang ang login ko, isa lang account ko. Pero lahat ng to, bawat isa dito, organizations na may access ako. And also, within the same section, makikita natin dito, ayan, nakalagay, try the demo company. So, dito mo makikita yan. Ma-access yan. Pag may login ka, may account ka, ma-access mo si demo company. Dito ka pwede maglaro. Okay? Pwede kang mag-try. Kasi within the demo company, okay, meron mga sample transactions dyan na pwede mong paglaruan. Kung gusto mo mag-testing-testing. Okay? Yun yung mga titignan natin today. So for example, ayan, yan ang dashboard ni Zero. Dito sa nakikita niyo dito, meron nakalagay, reconcile 27 items. Buksan mo yan. Yung mga makikita niyo dito na mga transactions, for example, mag-focus tayo sa left side of the screen. No? Kunyari, ito, Ridgeway University, may na-receive tayong pera, 618,750. Smart Agency, may
Migs, nawala ka ba? Nawala si Migs. Ako ba?
Nawala po.
Migs, magbayad
Wala
ka na ng
yata.
internet, Migs.
Nawala si Sir Migs.
Nawala.
Nahanap si Tenten. Tete.
Nawala lang si Migs. Sige. Migs, are you there?
Wala yata ako. I'm back.
Yes.
Can you hear me? Good. Sige.
Yes, we can hear you.
Bigla
Go
ako
ahead.
sininok. So, hindi ko sure kung meron kayong na-miss out. Nakaka-bother din pala paminsan-minsan na may clapper eh, no? Okay. But anyway, just in case that you missed it, ulitin ko lang. So, itong mga nasa kaliwa, itong nasa left side natin, these are the magmamatch yan sa mga kung ano yung nasa bank statement mo, ang trabaho mo, kopyahin ang information papunta sa kanan. Okay, this is what we call the bank reconciliation. For example, makita natin, ayan, Ridgeway University, 618,750, nagbayad ang customer. Makita natin sa kaliwa, ay sa kanan pala, meron tayong invoice sa loob ng system, 0025 of the same amount. Anong gagawin mo? Simple lang, click mo lang yung okay, tapos ang usapan. Yun na yun, Sir Mix? Oo, pero kasi hindi yun ang trabaho, my dear. Ang dapat gagawin mo dito, ang dapat skill na meron ka is that after you click that okay button, anong mangyayari? Okay? Anong naging impact nun? Sabihin ko, pero may sample ka. Number one, ayan. Hindi ko sure kung napansin nyo kanina, pero ang balance in zero na to, 1,000 plus lang yan kanina. Pero ngayon, 7,900 na. Bakit? Kasi ni-record mo na yung na-receive na pera that is 6,000 something. At the same time, kung i-check mo yung sales invoice niya, si Ridgeway University yon, makikita mo, bayad na yung 618,750 na yon ni Ridgeway. Okay? Ayan siya. Nasaan siya? Ayan siya. Bayad na. Yung 0025, paid na siya dyan. So, yun ang pinaka-importanting parte. You can, every time that you process something, dito sa bank reconciliation screen, for example, again, magmamatch tayo. Ito, 4-5. Try nating maghanap ng kamatch niya. Smart Agency, we have searchable naman yan. So, search mo lang. Uh, 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 Ayan. So, itong dalawa, 2,025. Sakto, 4-5. Select mo lang yung dalawa. Matching transaction. Pag kinlik ko yung okay, pansinin nyo itong balance in zero, gagalaw yan. Pag kinlik ko yung okay, o, hindi siya gumalaw, di ba? O, gagalaw yan pag ni-refresh ko. Pag, ano nangyari? Ayan, gumalaw yung balance and at the same time, okay, nag-apply yung payment dun sa bill and at the same time, na-record yung journal entry for that transaction, debiting, accounts payable, crediting, yung bank kasi nagbawas ng balance. Dapat ganun ang pagkakaintindi mo if you want to be a master of this one. Kasi kadalasan ang nangyayari, ang dami nag-aaral ng accounting software. Akala nila, ang kailangan mo lang maintindihan, paano ba ako mag-fill up ng info? Paano ako mag-select ng mga kung ano-ano sa sa drop down? Paano ko ba i-record ng transaction? Paano ko siya i-attach? That is just the surface level of understanding it. But the most important skill of all is after you do all of those encoding, pagka-click mo ng save, pagka-click mo ng okay, pagka-click mo ng upload, okay, or approve, anong mangyayari after? Keep that in mind. Okay? Kailangan alam mo yung impact nun afterwards. Kasi yun yung mangyayari sa mga ledgers mo eh. Yun yung mangyayari sa mga reports mo. Doon ang value, mga kapatid. Okay? So that's the automatic bank feeds. Marami kang pwedeng kalkalin dyan. May mga sample transactions tayo. Eksperimentuhan mo. Okay? Next, we have the bank rules. Yung ginawa ko kanina, okay, is a sample of matching payments to invoices or bills. But for example, meron tayo dito, ayan, may kita nyo 7-Eleven, sabi niya. Meron silang binili, 15.5 ang binili nila doon. Tapos may makikita ka dito, apply rule. Sabi niya gano'n. Ano ibig sabihin nito? Ibig sabihin, instead na ikaw ang mag-type ng mga transaction or ng mga details ng transaction na to, pwede tayong gumawa ng mga rules inside Zero that will take over dun sa pag-encode ng mga details ng transaction. For example, for this one, if I will open this bank rule, okay, you will see here na merong instruction sa loob. Nakalagay dito, sabi niya, Whenever we see a transaction na may payee that contains the word 11, yun yung nakita niya, yung payee, 7-Eleven, may 11 na word. I-record mo yan as part of the 7-Eleven transactions, isasaksak mo yan under office expenses. That's where automation comes in. Bank rules is actually part of automation, making sure na standard ang treatment at ang recording ng mga transaction. So, kailangan marunong ka kung paano gumawa ng mga bank rules na to. Madali lang naman yun eh. So, kunyari, itong Cooper Street Bakery na to, gawa natin ng bank rule. Under option, ayan, create bank rule. And then, isa-set up mo lang. Okay? Lalagyan mo lang siya ng information. Kunyari, ayan, nakalagay, payee, contains, Cooper Street Bakery, happy na ako dyan. And then, yung contact natin, syempre, yun din naman, yun ang payee natin eh. Okay, opya. Select mo daw. Okay? And then, ang gusto ko, ilalagay ko siya as part of the entertainment expense. Ayan, masaya. And then, kung kunyari, meron tayong mga rules na kunyari, ang claimability ng entertainment, 50% lang. The other half, personal, pang drawing siya. Pwede mo na rin gawin yun dito, automatic, para hindi mo mano-manong ine-encode. So, kunyari, lagay mo dito, 50% yung entertainment, and then add new line lang ako, lalagay ko sa drawings, another 50%. So, this is going to save you a lot of time. And at the same time, making sure na yung treatment ng transaction is consistent. And that's very important. Kung gusto mo maging magaling na bookkeeper, one of the skills that you should be learning or honing for yourself is consistency. Kailangan consistent ka. Sa treatment mo, malinis ang trabaho, malinis ang description, consistent sa treatment. Okay, tandaan niyo yan. So this one is going to be a good tool for you to achieve that. So pag kinlik ko yung save na yan, makikita natin, ayan, pagbalik natin doon sa bank reconciliation natin kanina, yung mga automatic bank feeds natin, yung mga Cooper Street Bakery transactions natin, asan yan? Ayan. Meron na rin siyang bank rule. So, pwede na nating i-okay yan at yung mga future transaction, yari, ito, meron na namang isa, hindi na natin kailangan i-type yung information one by one. Okay? So, that's what automatic bank feeds is. Bank rules is all about. And then next, we have cash coding. Pansin nyo, puro cash yung first three dots. 33% of the topics tungkol sa cash. Bakit? Kasi ang recording sa Australia, naglaging 99% of the time, it starts at cash basis. Kasi yun na lang naman ang goal nila eh. Ma-bookkeep mo, ma-record mo yung transaction for the purpose of BAS, Business Activity Statement. Nandun yung GST nila. Pag sinabi GST, yun yung VAT nila doon. Okay? GST ang tawag nila. So kaya kailangan ang number one agenda natin dito, ma-record natin lahat ng mga transaction and most of the sources of those transaction nanggagaling yan sa bank statement, which is the automatic bank feeds. Yan ang tinatake care niya. Okay? Ngayon, going back. So, cash coding, ano naman ito? Bakit kailangan alam mo to? O ayan, meron ka ng mga transaction dito. Ayan, pwede mo nang i-okay yan. By the way, wawarningan ko po kayo ha. Madali pong mag-click ng okay button. Ang hindi madali is wag mo siyang i-click muna. Bakit? Kasi tatandaan po natin, bago natin hampasin yung okay button na yan, we need to be very, very sure of what happens afterwards. Kasi ang nakikita kong parating problema ganito, hindi lang naman natin mga Pilipino, but maraming mga zero users around the globe. Pag nakita nila yung okay button, trigger happy, babanatan agad, kiklik agad. Sige lang, hindi man lang binabasa kung anong nakalagay. So if you want to be a very good bookkeeper, especially for Australian clients, you need to be very diligent. Pinadali na nga yung trabaho eh. 'Di ba? Binigyan ka na ng bank rules, automatic matching. Etong susunod na i-introduce ko, cash coding, sa pa yan. Papadali niya ng trabaho mo. Pero sana naman, mag-effort naman tayo in reading the details. I-analyze mo. Tama ba ang pupuntahan nito? Tama ba yung account na nakaselect? Tama ba yung treatment? Kasi kapag hindi tayo nagbasa, minadali natin ang pag-encode, tira ka ng tira, okay, okay, okay. Lalo lang lalaki ang trabaho. Magko-correction ka ng pagkadami-dami at magmumukha ka pang incompetent. Okay? So these tools are designed for you to make your job easier. What? You need to also do your part in being diligent. Okay? Sabihin nga natin yung word na yon, diligent. Yan, kailangan yan. Chat box natin. Sino mga diligent dyan? Wala yata. Ayun, diligent. Very good. So, doon tayo sa balik tayo sa magpapabilis ng trabaho. Ano naman yung cache coding? O ito, cache coding, nandito siya. Click lang natin yan. Ano ibig sabihin nito? Cache coding, kung ano yung nakikita mo mga transaction dito sa reconcile tab, yan yung 25 na yan. Nabawasan na yan, 27 yan kanina. Makikita mo rin sila dito sa cache coding. Nandito rin sila. But the beauty of cache coding is that you can do bulk reconciliations. Okay? Bulk reconciliation. For example, gusto kong pagsamasamahin lahat ng pare-parehong payee. Click ko lang yung payee, magano yan, mag-alphabetical yan. So, kunyari nakita ko to, Central City Parking, 5. Okay? Gusto ko silang i-encode. Anong pwede kong gawin? Pwede mo silang isa-isahin. O kaya naman, parang maganda gumawa ng bank rules. Pwede naman, walang problema. 5 yan eh. However, in your experience or in your knowledge, as the one doing the bookkeeping for this client, alam mo na, okay, may 5 silang transaction for Central City Parking, but hindi na mauulit to. Okay? Marami lang yung naging transaction, isang bagsakan, marami sila, pero you're not expecting any further Central City Parking transactions anymore. Pwede yun. So, ibig sabihin, pag gano'n na sitwasyon, hindi mo kailangan gumawa ng bank rule. Kasi pagkagawa mo ng bank rule, ginamit mo sa 5 to, tapos hindi mo na, wala ka ng paggagamitan. So, waste of time and waste of effort. So, anong gagawin natin? Pwedeng cache coding. For example, ito, select lang natin. Select ko yung una, tapos dun sa keyboard ko, pipindutin ko yung shift, okay? And then, yung siselect ko yung huli, para ma-select silang lahat, magigreen sila lahat. And then after that, under the account, ika-categorize ko. Parking ito. So, therefore, lalagay ko sa motor vehicle expenses. Yan yung chart of account niya. Hit ko lang yung enter, and it auto-fills everything. Mabilis. Imagine kung gaano kadami yan. Yari, 200 yan. Kasi kunyari, may mga times na isang buong taon hindi na bookkeep yung client. Makaka-encounter kayo ng ganyan. Okay? So this cache coding will be able to help you. Okay? Fill upan mo lang yung ibang mga details dito. Ang minimum lang naman, 2. Payee, account. Ulitin ko, ang minimum lang dito, 2. Payee, at saka account. Pag meron na yan, wala na tayong problema. Pwede na silang encode. So ano mangyayari ngayon dito? Tinanggal ko yung selection. So pag kinlik ko tong sa baba, save and reconcile all, may encode tong 5 to sabay-sabay. Sila lang ba? Pati yung mga may bank rule. Ayan, si 7-Eleven. Sir, bakit? Wala ka naman nilagay dyan kanina. Wala nga. Pero kasi di ba naka-predefine na kung saan yan mapupunta? Ayan yung account na nakalagay na office expenses. At the same time, yung Cooper Street Bakery. Sir, wala naman nakalagay sa account. Meron. Hindi mo lang makita. Bakit? Kasi multiple line item. Ayan nakalagay. Di ba 50%, 50% ginawa natin? Entertainment at saka drawings. So, expect natin yan pag kinlik ko itong save and reconcile all, itong siyam na to, 5 plus 2 plus 2, sabay-sabay yan may encode all at the same time. Yan, we have 9 reconciliations that happen. Imagine if you've been able to do this for hundreds of transactions. Imbes na it will take you several minutes or even an hour or 2 to do it, it might take you a few seconds. That's where the value is, efficiency. Pero dapat tama ha. Huwag natin kakalimutan yan. Okay? And then, okay, may nabasa ako dito. In base po na nag-clicker happy sa okay, may option po ba sa adjustment? Oo, meron. Pero tatandaan po natin ha, every time, madali lang naman mag-edit kay Zero. Pero pag nag-edit ka, keep in mind, every transaction na gagalawin mo, you will be having a permanent audit trail of what you did. Every edits, every alteration from creation hanggang voiding or deletion of transaction, ang pangalan mo po ay maidudugtong sa permanent historical trail ng transaction na yon. Which sometimes would put some question. Kasi may na-encounter na akong ganun eh. Makita mo sa historical trail, 20 times niyang inedit. Siyempre, magtataka ka. Lalo na kung yung business owner, di ba? Kaya yung mismo manager mo, tataka yan. Anong ginawa mo dito? Ulit-ulit ka nag-edit. You need to be very ready to explain, ha? Kung bakit. So, hanggat kaya, iwasan. Pero kung kailangan naman talaga mag-edit, sige lang, walang problema. Just be mindful that you are adding to the historical trail of that transaction. Okay? Sige, next tayo. So, that's cash coding. Next, fixed asset. Ito pa yan. Isa pa to. Fixed asset is a very special type of transaction, especially when it comes to zero. Bakit? Kasi among all of the transactions na meron dito, fixed asset lang yung meron tinatawag na two-step process. Okay? May multiple process kang kailangan sundan para masiguro mo na tama ang pagkaka-encode ng fixed asset mo. Bakit? Kasi you need to be able to record it properly hanggang makarating siya sa tinatawag nating fixed asset registry. Ito, under accounting. Yan, click mo tong fixed asset registry. Anong meron dyan? Sa fixed asset registry, dito lahat ng imbakan ng lahat ng fixed asset mo. Pag sinabi fixed asset, property, plant and equipment, furniture and fittings, motor vehicle, furniture and, sinabi ko na ba yung furniture and fittings? Ayan, office equipment, okay? Nandyan lahat yan. So kung kunyari gagawa ka ng alam ko usong tawag dito sa Pilipinas, lapsing schedule, sabi niya. Depreciation schedule ang tawag nila doon. Kung taga Australia yan, depreciation schedule. Schedule, ang basa nila, hindi schedule. Okay? So, masanay na rin kayo sa lengguwahe nila. Medyo, mala Harry Potter ba ang mga Australian, sir? Hindi naman. Medj lang. Pero mas madali naman silang intindihin kaysa sa mga as in super solid Briton. Mas mahirap kayo kausap sa UK. Pero masasanay din yung tenga mo. Lalo na pag nandito ka na sa industry na ito, tapos araw-araw ang kausap mo, Australiano, taga mo sa bato, ultimo yaya ng anak mo, ini-English mo na. Pagkatapos. 100% sure. Nanay ko nun. Ini-English ka eh. Okay? Kasi maano ka eh, you'll get used to it. So balik tayo dito. So this is fixed asset registry. So aside from being a list, nyari, ito yan, nasa register. Ito yung listahan ng mga fixed asset na meron sila. Depreciable asset nila. This is also where, okay, you calculate for the depreciation. So tatandaan mo to ha, kapag ang client mo gumagamit ng zero, ita-turn off ko lang po yung naririnig ko yung sarili ko. Pasuyo na lang po dun sa iba na pwede makapag-turn off. Salamat. Ayan. Nasa na nga ba ako? Na-distract ako bigla. Okay. So, when it comes to computation of depreciation expense and at the same time when it comes to posting the journal entry, ang wag na wag mong gagawin is to do it manually. Okay? Wag na wag mo yung gagawin. Bakit? Sagrado ang accounts na yon. Depreciation expense, accumulated depreciation. Dapat ang gumagawa ng journal entry na yon automatically should be zero. Okay? Machine generated. Okay? Ang depreciation expense. So therefore, dapat ikaw hindi ka gumagawa ng journal entry manually kasi hindi magtutugma-tugma yung mga records ninyo. Ang dapat na gagawin mo, i-record mo yung fixed asset dito sa registry. Bakit? Para, okay, kapag nag-run tayo ng depreciation, ito nakalagay dito, run depreciation. Kapag nag-run tayo ng depreciation, let's say up until this April, no? Ayan, may computation tayo, magkano magiging depreciation for the computer equipment, magkano sa office equipment, masasama yung cost ng asset na yon dito sa kukomputan niya ng depreciation expense. Masasama rin siya kapag nag-post na si Zero mismo, hindi ikaw, si Zero ang magpo-post ng depreciation expense debit and credit accumulated depreciation. Okay? Keep that in mind. So pag kinlik ko tong confirm na to, ayan, o yun na yun. Nangyari na. Okay? So, last depreciation, April 30, sabi niya dito. And then, kung kakalkalin natin, for example, si photocopier, okay? Yan, ating registered asset. Pag tinignan ko yung history niya, yan, makikita niyo dito. Kita niyo ba? Nasa baba eh. Okay, depreciation, sabi niya gano'n. 184.11, ayan, nakalagay, view journal. Ayan, kita niyo yung pangalan ko. Yung sinasabi ko kaninang history. Pag click mo yung view journal, makita mo yung journal entry. Hindi ikaw gagawa niyan. Pwede ko bang i-edit yan, sir? Hindi. There's no way for you to be able to edit this one. Simple lang ang trabaho mo dito. Kompletuhin mo yung laman ng fixed asset registry. Okay? Keep that in mind. So that's fixed asset. Next, products and services. I'll be very honest with you, when it comes to products and services, well, una sa lahat, pag sinabi mo products and services, hindi lang po ito puro inventaryo, no? Hindi ito yung mga stocks nyo, yung mga inventory items. Hindi lang yan. Okay? It can be composed of inventory and non-inventory items. However, in Australia, I'll be very honest, hindi naman lagi itong ginagamit. Okay? Tawag dito, don't expect that you're gonna be using this on a regular basis. However, it's still a critical skill for you to know how to use this. Bakit? Kasi pwedeng magamit ito para mapabilis ang pagre-record mo. Paano yon? For example, nagre-record ka ng mga sales invoices ng client. Gagawa ka ng sales invoice, ganyan. Gawa ka ng bagong invoice dito. You can utilize, kunyari, syempre ini-invoice na ng client mo, pare-pareho lang naman. Let's say, construction yung business, o kaya professional services, okay? Ang pinapa-invoice niya sa'yo, pare-pareho lang yung details all the time, every time. Para mapabilis yung proseso na yun at siguraduhin hindi ka magkamali, maging consistent ka on every invoice that you do, you can actually utilize the products and services section of Xero. Paano yun? Ayan, makita mo dito, merong item. Okay? Sabi niya dyan. Pag kinlik mo yung item na yan, lalabas dito yung iba't ibang mga products and services na nakaregister dito sa loob ng system. For example, ito, development work. Ayan. Meron siya mga ganyan. Services, project management. So let's say, kunyari ito, project management and implementation. Pag kinlik mo yan, automatic, kung ano yung sinetup mo na description, kukopyahin na niya. Kung magkano yung nilagay mo na pricing doon sa setup, lalagay na niya dyan. Kung anong account siya papasok, saan siya marirecord, nyari, ito sa sales, ilalagay niya dyan. Tax treatment, nakalagay na rin dyan. So, isang click of an item could enable you to fill up all of those information in an instant. Pero pwede pa rin namang i-edit ha, alterable pa yan. Pero ang maganda dito, at least, standard na lahat. So, mas mabilis ang encoding mo. So, yes, they don't really use it for monitoring inventory items. Meron mga gumagamit pero madalang. Pero for example, your client would like you to be doing things like the invoicing in a more standard, consistent, at mabilis na paraan, you can maximize this feature. Pwede kang gumawa ng mga products and services dito with complete information para every time that you do an invoice, select mo na lang, napiprefill na lahat. Okay? Mapadali ang trabaho. Keep in mind ha, ang binibili ng client sa'yo, skills mo at oras mo. So you need to be able to have that skill, knowing what to do, how to do it. At the same time, you need to be able to maximize your time properly. So kung makakaisip ka ng mga paraan para mapabilis ang trabaho, pero tama ha, kailangan tama, pero mabilis, the more valuable you become to your client. Okay? Keep that in mind. And then, next, tracking categories. Ano naman tong tracking categories na to? Okay. Sa tracking categories, this is enabling us na split up yung mga transaction. Nyari, yung client mo merong multiple branches. Okay? Nyari, coffee shop siya. Meron siyang branch 1, branch 2, branch 3. O nyari, dito sa example natin, regional ang branch niya. Ayan. Meron siya region, sabi niya. Tapos may makikita ka dito ang drop down. East side, north, south, west coast. So you can use tracking categories to segregate transactions. Pagsamasamahin natin yung mga sales and expenses ng east side, ihihiwalay natin yung sales and expenses ni north branch. Ihihiwalay naman natin yung sales and expenses ni south, etc. etc. So that once you select this one, pag gumawa ako ng nakatakip lang siya. Ayan, so region north. Pag gumawa ako ng profit and loss report, pwede ko ngayon na paghiwa-hiwalayin yung bawat segment. Yun. Through the tracking category function. Okay? Anong silbi nun? Una, syempre, yon individual reporting per branch, per region. At the same time, comparative reporting. Yun naman yung importante. Pagbabangga-banggain natin, kumusta performance per branch? Kumusta income nila? Kumusta expenses nila? Sino yung kumikita? Sino yung hindi? So, doon mo yan magagamit. Lalong-lalo na, I'm not sure if Tony's here. Wala siya, no?
Tony's here. Sorry, shout out.
Tony's here. Okay. Hi, Tony.
Hey, Miguel.
Yeah, good. Sorry, I didn't realize that you're here. I was not speaking in English. Yeah,
That's all right.
right.
My Tagalo's getting slowly better.
Good, good. That's good. No, but I just want to mention that you were able to mention before in the first training that one of the values of every accountant that clients are actually looking for is being able to communicate properly and give some insights and give some
Correct.
better information interpretation, right? You agree with that?
Correct.
Yes. So by using these kind of features in Zero, English muna ako guys ha, mabilis lang. By using all of these kinds of information, right, you'll be able to provide better presentation of data to your client and be able to give them a better picture on what's happening on their business. That's a big, big value that you can contribute. Okay, tandaan niyo yan. Tony, I'll be back in being Tagalog, ha?
Yeah, it's cool.
For the benefit of the rest. Okay. So that's tracking categories. And then we have manual journals. Of course, at the end of the day, magpa-process ka ng mga transactions using sales invoicing, fixed asset, purchase bills, etc., bank reconciliation. But at every end of the period, every end of the month, usually reporting month nila or quarter or every year, you need to do some adjustments. Okay, mga post-period adjustments natin. So you will be able to do that through the manual journals. And keep in mind when you're using manual journals feature, let's say under accounting, manual journals, and then you create a new journal here. Of course, common sense will tell us when you're creating a manual journal, kailangan debit will always equal credit. Okay? Hindi ka pwedeng mag-post dito ng journal entry that those two sides, hindi sila balance. Okay? So dito kaya nga makikita niyo dito, meron siyang warning. We recommend that only your accountant or bookkeeper will create your journals kasi this is a very sensitive type of transaction kasi you're adjusting manually the accounts. So dapat tama ang combination ng debit sa credit mo. Okay? Keep in mind as well kapag gumagawa ka ng journal entry, there are accounts that you cannot utilize. For example, bank accounts. You cannot use it here. Bakit? Kasi dapat movement of the bank account nasa bank account dun sa bank reconciliation kanina sa automatic bank feeds natin. You cannot use accounts receivable, accounts payable. Why? Because accounts receivable is being used by sales invoicing inside Zero. So you're not supposed to be altering that account. Bawal kang mag-journal entry dun. Bakit? Kasi dapat tumutugma ang balance ng AR mo sa sales invoices mo. Same is true with your accounts payable. Okay? So there are some of the accounts here na sensitive. Retained earnings. No. Because supposed to be dapat by the end of the period, profit and loss will automatically be summarized in the balance of retained earnings. Ayun mga yan, mga simple rules that you need to remember. And also, the rules between an accrual journal and a cash journal. So for example, this one you can see here, no? Show journal on cash basis reports. If this is ticked, ibig sabihin, you're treating this transaction as part of the cash transaction, cash-related transactions. Importante yan, lalo na when you're calculating for GST. Okay? But if you untick this one, you're recognizing na yung journal entry na to is actually accrual. Mga simple rules na ganun. Kailangan alam mo yan. Kasi bawat option that you select in doing this manual journal influences the balances of the accounts outside dun sa normal functions ni Zero like invoicing, bank reconciliation, bills recording. Okay? So that's manual journal. And then find and recode. Someone asked kanina, pwede pa bang mag-edit kapag naglagay na ako ng transaction? Oo naman, pwede. And history and notes, yung hinabilin ko kanina, wag niyong kakalimutan yon. However, if you're editing transactions one by one, if there's only like a couple of them, that's fine. Pero if you need to edit transaction ng maramihan, hindi mo pwedeng gawin pa isa-isa yun. Okay? So ano gagawin mo? Meron tayong efficient way of doing it, which is the find and recode. So what's the function of this one? And why is it valuable? For example, imagine niyo, you've been using an account. Let's say meron kang nakalagay na account for repairs and maintenance. Okay? Repairs and maintenance. Tapos dalawa yung account. Repairs and maintenance 1, repairs and maintenance 2. Supposed to be pala yung mga transaction repairs and maintenance 1. Pero ewan ko ba, bakit ang nasa-select mo lagi 2? So consistently yung nagagamit mo. Unfortunately, in the chart of accounts, there is no way for you to merge those two accounts. So what you need to do is to recode mo yung mga transaction from repairs and maintenance 1 na account, na 2 na account, papunta kay repairs and maintenance 1 na account. Kapag ginawa mo yun pa isa-isa, oras mo ang kapalit nun. Ang dami nun. Okay? Napakatagal. But as an alternative to that, you can actually use find and recode. You can see it here under accounting and find and recode. Find and recode enables you to do bulk editing. Parang yung cash coding kanina. But this time ito for all types of transactions. So if you click find and recode, and then let's say, let's try to add, may mga condition dito para ma-search mo eh. For example, yung account is, yung alam ko may laman na entertainment kanina. And then I'll search that. Pwede ring maglagay ka ng date range. Okay, pwede kang maglagay ng specific date range. Kung gusto mo yung affected lang, this year lang, o kaya this month lang, pwede mo i-filter yung mga transaction. Then, lumitaw to. And then, I-select mo siya. Nyari, lahat ng yan, gusto mong ilipat papuntang general expenses for some reason, whatever reason that may be. You can click this recode button, and then pwede mong palitan ngayon yung account niya. Actually, marami kang option. You can change the contact, you can change the account, you can change the tax rate. Pag sinabing tax rate, this is the VAT rate or GST rate. Yung GST computation. Okay? For example, dadalhin natin sa general expenses, pwede po yan. However, keep this in mind, ha? When you change one thing in the recode, find and recode function of zero, nyari ito, papalitan ko yung account. It doesn't automatically change the rest of the details. Bakit yun delikado? For example, meron kang in-encode. Nagpasok sila ng transaction entertainment. Ayan, nangyari yan, entertainment. Ang balak mo, dadalhin mo sila sa drawings. Why? Because you determine based on your investigation na yung mga transactions na to, personal pala. Personal consumption. So therefore, they need to go to drawings. Ese nilagay mo, drawings. Tapos kinlik mo yung review, then nirecode mo. Nakalimutan mo yung sinabi ko kanina. Ano yon? Even though you transferred these accounts, these transactions to drawings, okay, GST-able kasi ang entertainment. May GST na nako-compute. Drawings, wala. Dapat wala kasi personal eh. Ha? Changing the account from entertainment to drawings does not automatically change the treatment of GST na from may GST to walang GST. Okay? So, ang problema mo nun, you will see transactions in the drawings account. Nasa drawings nga sila, pero nag-compute ka pa rin ng input tax out of them, which is going to be a problem. So, dapat, pag nag-encode ka, tanungin mo rin sarili mo, babaguhin ko yung account. But does that call for me to change the tax rate as well? Okay? If yes, then you need to do it properly before you click this review and then you click confirm. Kasi kapag na-confirm mo na yan, that's it. Okay? Magkakaroon na ng massive encoding ng lahat ng yon at nakadugtong na yung pangalan mo na nag-edit ka ng transaction. Again, these tools are making things easy for you. All you need to exercise is diligence. Read what you're doing. Okay? Huwag trigger happy, huwag magmadali. Okay? And then lastly, modifying report tax. Of course, at the end of the day, why do you do your bookkeeping? People need reports. The business owner need reports. The tax bureau need reports. And so therefore, you need to be able to, or you need to know how to prepare the right reports. And there are actually so many reports here. And there, honestly, with all of the accounting systems na ginamit ko na so far sa buong buhay ko, Xero is one of the best in terms of reporting. I love it in terms of reports. Napaka-flexible. So you need to be able to know, for example, when you generate a profit and loss. Okay? Ayan. And then, you want to make sure na ito, mga profit and loss items natin, they are properly presented. Kita mo, operating expenses, supposed to be dapat, they are split up into different categories. May selling expenses, administrative expenses, etc. You need to be able to know how to modify this properly. Hindi naman kasi ito Excel file na pwede mo i-copy-paste. So, may mga edit layout ka dyan dito sa baba. Ayan. Pagka-edit layout, ayan, makikita mo yung back-end ng report. Okay? So you need to know how to move the accounts from one section to another. You need to know how to group these accounts and created an indented list. For example, ito yung admin expenses mo. Or if you want to group all of these pero you only want to show a single balance of them, yung total lang, kokolapse mo yan. Create a formula, create additional columns. Yan, marami tayong mga option dito, including variance analysis. So you need to experiment, no? How do I present the data properly? What type of report is my client looking for? That's very important. And what do they want to know? Kasi based on those information, you'll be able to understand anong klaseng report ang kailangan kong i-prepare. Okay? That's where the value comes from. Kasi bookkeeping is just gathering of transaction. At the end of the day, what they need is getting reports and getting some understanding and insights on what those reports are actually telling them. Okay? So, yun yung 9 critical skills. Okay? Hindi, lumagpasan naman ako ng konti in terms of the time. Pero those are the 9 critical skills that you should focus on if you want to become a valuable accountant that clients will be seeking to work with. Of course, these are all just related to bookkeeping. But I know since Tony is here, he'll be able to share more. What are they also looking for aside from the hard skills that we just talk about? Kung medyo nabitin kayo and you want a little bit more of this, before ko i-segue papunta kay Yan ulit. If you want to, meron akong free na videos actually in YouTube na kinreate based on these 9 critical skills. So you can just scan this code and then you'll be able to access those. Yung mga how-to ng video natin. Okay? Scan nyo lang yan. Meron tayo sa channel. Free to access yan. So, yan, before I go to the end of it, would Tony like to say something or would you also like to say something?
Yeah, okay. Good afternoon, guys. Again, just to validate why the reason for create Tagalog, ang hirap tuloy, English na. The reason why we create our community is I have Tony. Recently, I met him on LinkedIn way back May 2024, if I'm not mistaken. So go on LinkedIn. The gold is there. Tony is there. So eventually, we met this January and we come up with this project that we're really expanding and we need some bookkeeper and accountant. That's why when I met Migs, I think that's really the reason why we're here. We are really rooting and creating pipelines of candidates coming from the community. Tama ba? Tagalogin ko lang hirap eh. That's why Tony is here. Tony, you can say something to validate the reason why we have this community and the reason why you're here in the Philippines.
Okay, well, firstly, thank you for the opportunity. And as I said last time, it's always difficult to follow such a eloquent and learned speaker as young Miguel. So I apologise for my lack of Tagalog. So I apologise for that. Look, I just want to pick up on a couple of things which Miguel said, which are absolutely critically important. So I'm the CEO of a integrated group of about 9 companies in Australia. And I made this comment last time that if you're doing the books, in inverted commas, pardon my vernacular, but if you're doing the books for a company, an individual company or group of companies, there's a fundamental understanding in the relationship that you're going to do the job well because you're well educated. You've probably been doing this for some time. And that's just a basic expectation, which I believe, you all meet very well. The thing that I think adds weight to your value, and that's what you look for as a business owner, is the value of your suppliers. And you're a supplier. You're a supplier of intellectual property and intellectual effort. Is every once in a while, perhaps every time you issue a monthly or quarterly report, I would take great comfort if I was to get something like 3 or 4 bullet points that says everything is on trend except for company X. Or I would recommend you look at the P&L in detail for company Y. These are some issues. Now, you don't have to do more than that, because it's not actually what you write. It's my reaction to that is that person is actually thinking. And that's what we pay money for, is people to think. Because as automation, and Xero's doing it as we speak, as they automate the software and the data flow, your value is going to be how well you think and interpret and make small comments. There are some things which, I'm happy to discuss. I would suggest you think about some of the integration that Xero has as a thinking about. There's a company called pay.com.au, and I tell you, we use it, and we'll use it when we employ Filipino staff and eventually staff in the United States. We'll pay everything out of Australia because it integrates with Xero and it uploads the payment, which means I can sit at a computer anywhere, a laptop anywhere in the world, and authorise all the payments that have been presented to me to be authorised. Things like that are worth discussing, pointing the person to. We act as actually a sort of a referral party for pay.com.au. So I'm happy to give detailed explanation to any one business that you run. Anyway, they're just a couple of things that I would talk about. I'm actually happy. I feel more comfortable taking questions if people want to, right? About
I think
anything.
that's much better, Tony. Anyone who wants to ask question with Miguel, Mix, and Tony, this is your chance.
Yeah,
Don't be shy. Come on.
that's right. Don't be shy.
Maybe
So
I will ask question on behalf of them. Most of
both your
accountants
life.
are very shy. Are they able to land a job even without online experience? Because most of the job posts recently on LinkedIn, online jobs, any platform, they're looking for any Australian experience, which they don't have. Tama ba, guys? Tulungan niyo ako. Tama ba? Type 1 if tama.
I would say to this, and I'm not an accountant at all, and I'm probably a pretty poor client because I love P&Ls and balance sheet, but I hate going through them particularly. That's why that feedback's important to me. The fundamentals of accounting and bookkeeping are principally the same all the world over, and I would, I would be creative in your answer. A debit and a credit's the same anywhere in the world. A petrol expense is the same anywhere in the world. Obviously, the nuanced knowledge, and this is where I would go to my other point. You have such a remarkable resource here, and I reckon no one utilises it to its full extent. If I was in your position, I would have a team of or a group of colleagues that I would use as a sounding board. So if I won an Australian contract by being slightly flexible with the truth about your experience, you can make up a lot of ground very quickly by peeling off knowledge from people like Yan Yan or others in your close network about, what I should use or apply this to or that to. The other thing is that Dr. Google is your best resource in the world, right? Like, honestly, I am technology retarded, right? Completely technology retarded. But I'll give you my best example today. My laptop died, so I got a new laptop, and my Teams account didn't have its backdrop. As you can see, my Zoom doesn't. And I didn't know how to put a backdrop on. My admin staff are flat stick today. It's Friday. So I just Googled it, and I did it. Now, you're all going to roll your eyes and go, but that's such an easy example. But if I Googled now how to treat the depreciation of furniture in Australia, there would be an answer. Like Miguel's nodding. Accounting is an art form, not a science. And I've been in business 40 years, and I would reckon at 30 of those, our accountants have gone back and made corrections to previous tax returns by simply writing to the ASA, look, this lodgement was made, it was incorrect at the time, it's only marginally incorrect, we're seeking an adjustment. So no one gets The worst thing that someone could do is fire you if you make an error, but that's not going to kill you. Like, you've got to understand that the demand out of Australia is greater than supply. Really good people offshore are in demand here. And there's a whole host of reasons. I don't want to sound like an old man, but the younger generation in Australia don't want to work as hard. There's not as many of them going into accounting. And most people think it's boring work. I don't think it is. I love P&Ls and balance sheet. I've worked with them all my life. So I would puff your chest out metaphorically and be a little bit liberal with the truth about getting a job or a client in Australia, and just work really hard to make it work. Like, you've got such a huge network here. I can tell you, I'm 60 years old, so I've been in financial services for 40 years almost. And Miguel's about the best presenter I've ever seen in any field, let alone accounting. He almost makes accounting exciting, right? And I've learnt more in the couple of sessions I've sat in here about Xero than I have in about 15 years of paying for it. So I think you should have confidence that your support network is huge, right? Absolutely huge. You're not alone.
Yeah.
Has there anybody got floors that use counting but no experience in Australian counting? That's from Gladys. Right. So I'd actually get you to go and do a little project. Go and get a P&L from an Australian company, easily found on the internet, and get a P&L from the US company, and I reckon they'll look remarkably similar. I just really think they will. And I would suggest to you that there'll be enough people in this network that have got an Australian experience that you could go, look, I'm running into a problem about how to treat, the depreciation of a water cooler. And if you can't find it on Google, I ring Miguel. In fact, I'm going to ring him when I've got stuff to worry about. So the fact that you got 4 years experience is enough. It's, I reckon Argentinian P&Ls look very much like ours. Because why is Xero so successful around the world? Because they've standardized the way people report, right? So between Dr. Google and Miguel and Yan Yan and a network of people that you would just naturally talk to out of this community, and you'd always form little groups, I would say to you that if you picked up an Australian client tomorrow, you would be slow. But every week and every month you get quicker and faster and better. That's my answer. Is it Gladys or Gladys? I don't know how you pronounce that. I do apologise. But that would be my answer to you. Is that a satisfactory answer?
Yeah.
There's a few
Anyway,
questions
guys,
here.
I'm the one who relayed the message because this is the most commonly asked questions I saw in different community, and even since we started, it so happened that way back 2021, I have experience in Australia, and that's why I was able to land part-time in accounting firm in Australia. But I feel you that you're afraid to apply because of those limiting belief. Tony is right. You have already the skills, right? Next will be the expertise, and Miguel will do that for you. And the next
and
level, yeah. Go ahead, Tony. Sorry.
Well, my answer to Evian is exactly the same.
Yeah.
Like, in a salesmanship world, your client doesn't know you don't know. But if you're an experienced accountant with bookkeeping skills, yeah, like I said, between this network and Dr. Google and Xero, don't forget Xero are a great resource. I'm not speaking out of school, Emma Miguel, but that I just think you sometimes being shy is not the greatest thing. There is a ton of work out of Australia. There just is a ton. Right? I mean, we picked up a client on Friday and has had no bookkeeping or accounting done for 2 years because he can't find anyone satisfactory. Like this is not unusual in this country anymore, right? So I'm happy to anybody ask me any question at any time. Like Yan Yan's got my details. I'm happy to answer anything. I'm really direct, honest, and transparent. So, like Teresa, can I still land a bookkeeping job in future? Though I'm not accounting graduate, I'm just learning about bookkeeping. We got to start somewhere, and if you're prepared to put in time, so are other people generally. So that's what they're my observations. I don't want to sound like I'm rambling on, but increase your value by making learned comments about the client situation, make suggestions, and sort of trust the network around you. You're not alone. This is a wonderful, great things. Jamel, if that's the way you pronounce your name, I'm in Queensland, in Australia. So, like I said, Julianne, why is it so hard to land a job even though you had a skill? Well, sometimes you need to have a bit more confidence about yourself. I can tell you Ernst & Young did a very, very famous research project on their offices about men and women. And they proved that women just don't put themselves forward as much as men. And I'm happy to, one day I'm going to get the author, the person that was involved in that report, who was the managing partner for Ernst & Young for APAC, Asia Pacific, and we're going to get her over to the Philippines one day to address all of you. She's retired now, but she would love to come over and talk to you, particularly the women, about there is no glass ceiling. You have to project yourselves. You just have to take faith that you're not alone in anything you're doing. This community is just stunning, right? And like I said, I've been around a long time, and people like Miguel are such an unbelievable resource that I would if I was in your position, I would be leaning on. And obviously, people in this network have got experience, and I would use them. You're not in competition with each other, right? I can tell you now, you're just not. And so I would be assisting each other. Anyway, I'm rambling. I don't mean to, but like I'm on WhatsApp and Teams. I don't use Zoom a lot, but anybody wants to talk to me, Yan Yan's got my details. I'll be over in a few weeks. I'm happy to chat to anybody as long as they buy me a coffee. Anyway.
Yeah. Thanks, Tony. Yeah, again, we would like to say na-blanco tuloy ako. Ang dami ko kasing gustong sabihin. But again, thank you, Tony, for being here to validate what we're doing, why we have this community. There's a lot of questions, guys, pero slowly we will unleash those questions and we will guide you on how to do it, land clients. Some of you already know how I do it, so just follow me on LinkedIn. Andun lang kami. And then I'll give the floor again to Miguel because he has some announcement. And don't leave, guys. Meron akong special announcement pa. Tony, again, thank you so much. Tony is so generous. Yeah, he will
So
buy
can I just make one thing? If you're going to contact me, don't contact me on LinkedIn, because our marketing department uses my profile for strict marketing. So I actually don't even have access to it anymore. But thank you. I really appreciate being involved. And I think the fact that you're in a community like this, you are much stronger for being there.
Yeah. Thanks, Tony.
So I'll
Thank
leave
you
you
so much.
be. I'll leave you be. I'll catch up next time. Like I said, through Yan Yan, you can get hold of me. Happy to help you in any way I can. Bye-bye. See
Bye,
you
Tony.
next
Thank you
time.
so much
Tony.
for passing by. Hirap na kami mag-English. Thanks, Tony. Bye.
Yes,
No, I'm just Tony.
I'll get you covered. I'll get Tagalog lessons every
Yes,
time
you
I'm
should learn
there.
Tagalog. You're giving me a hard time, Tony.
Yes,
You and
well,
Joe.
bad luck. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thanks, Tony. Bye.
Hirap. Ayan.
O
Thank you
yan,
so much.
pwede na.
Go ahead, Miguel, to answer some of the questions and some announcement later on. Don't leave.
Sure. Sige, yeah. Will do. Yan. So, meron ako napansin kanina na question, paano daw sa communication, okay lang ba daw kahit barok yung English? Yung live ko last Wednesday, panoorin nyo sa community natin sa Facebook, meron akong diniscuss doon about how do you communicate properly or paano kung di ka magaling masyado mag-English. Madali lang naman sila maintindihan. May mga tips ako doon. Panoorin nyo lang. Okay? Now, just to end for this one, so at least makita nyo na ano yung 9 critical skills na kailangan ninyo, and then Tony gave you some more idea what makes you a valuable resource for them, a valuable talent for them, and why they would hire you. So probably the question now will be, so what do I do next? May advice tayo dyan, mabilisan. Okay? Ano po yung gagawin natin? This is based on my own experience, based on the experience of thousands of people that we help. How do you become an expert in zero? How do you become someone who could open up opportunities in the Australian market as an accountant or as a bookkeeper? Ito yung mga steps na pwede natin sundan. Number 1, complete the Zero Advisor Certification. Libre yan, ha? Huwag kayong magbabayad kahit kanino para lang for the sake na sabi nila, bibigyan ka ng certificate. Hindi po pwedeng ibenta yan. So this is something that you could do. And please keep in mind, when you take the Zero Advisor Certification, never do it for the sake of the certificate. I cannot emphasize that more. Please don't do it for the sake of having the certificate. Bakit? This is intended for you to learn. So pag nag-zero certification ka, may matututunan ka doon. May mga modules. Kailangan mong intindihin, sulitin yung oras mo in learning that certification. Okay? Kailangan may matutunan ka doon para kapag humarap ka sa client, may pagmamalaki mo. Yes. Okay, you can confidently say, yes, as of this moment, I actually don't have any actual experience in using the software. However, based on what I have learned so far, I'm very excited to actually apply all of these. Okay? In actual practice, if you would give me the chance. Ganun dapat ang confidence, no, when you do an interview or when you're trying to talk to the client na, yep, meron silang mapapala sa pag-hire sa'yo, not because you'll know everything, but you actually can learn anything. Okay? Doon pa lang makikita na nila yung value out of that. And then everything that you learn, sinabi ko na kanina, libre. Pwede kang mag-register ng account kay Zero and access the demo company. I-practice mo. May mga sample transaction doon. Experimentuhan mo. But keep in mind, hindi lang ito pag-process ng transaction, ha? Dapat ang natututunan mo in using demo company is ano impact, ano effect kapag nag-record ka. Okay? And then, of course, attend trainings. Kasi, yep, pwede ka namang mag-practice on your own. Walang problema. Kaya naman. Pero, bitin yun eh. Kasi every best person, every person that excelled in the world, ano common denominator nila? Lagi silang merong coach. Tandaan niyo yan. Kailangan merong tumitingin sa performance, nagtuturo kung ano gagawin, saan sila mahina, saan sila magaling, ano kailangan nilang palakasin at ayusin. May magga-guide sa'yo. Oo, marunong kang mag-drive. Sige, walang problema. Pero mas maganda pa rin kung meron kang Google Map para alam mo precisely paano ka makakarating sa gusto mong puntahan. Same logic pagdating dito. So, train yourself. Attend kapag may mga trainings na available. Invest on yourself, kapatid. Okay? Yan lang ang klase ng investment na papasukan mo na kailanman hindi ka mai-scam pag nag-invest ka sa sarili mo in terms of training. And with that, meron tayong announcement for today. Actually, sarado na dapat. Meron na tayong training na nakaschedule on May 1 and 2, no? Yung sinabi ko lahat kanina, we're gonna be dealing with those more in detail. However, due to insistent public demand, napilitan po kami magbukas ng pangalawang batch on the same day. And so therefore, today, I am now announcing we are launching, launching, pero meron ng naka-register eh. Tinignan ko yung listahan ko, meron nasa mga 20% of the slots na nakuha. Hindi ko pa man siya nilo-launch formally. So we are currently launching formally the second batch of the Zero Master Bookkeeper Workshop happening on May 1 and 2. Tig 4 hours yan, 2 araw yan. Okay? The second batch will happen 8 a.m. to 12 noon. Nakakatuwa ito. Ang second batch mauuna pa ang training session. Originally kasi hapon to ng May 1 and 2. But since marami pa rin ang nag-i-inquire at maraming gustong mag-join, napuno na yung slots natin ng batch 1, we're doing another batch on the same day pero yung oras will be 8 a.m. to 12 noon. Ano pag-uusapan natin? Ayan, nandyan sa harapan ninyo. Setting up Zero. Paano ka mag-set up properly ng account kay Zero? Paano mo i-modify yung settings? Paano mo i-manage yung buong organization itself? How do you process transaction? Day-to-day bookkeeping techniques, tandaan ninyo sa pag-process ng transaction, hindi lang to tungkol sa gagawa ko ng sales invoice, magre-record ako ng bank transaction, gagawa ko purchase. Hindi eh. You need to know the interconnectedness of every feature dahil sa bawat transaction na i-record mo, there are multiple features of Zero that you need to employ. So dapat alam mo yung techniques na yun. Ano ba yung pagsasama-samahin ko ng mga features ni Zero para ma-process ko yung transaction na yun. Pag-uusapan natin yan during the workshop. And of course, paano ka mag-report? Di ba sabi ni Tony kanina, di ba? Kailangan makapagbigay ka ng insight. Mabigay mo yung data ng maayos, presented properly. So I'm gonna be teaching you a detailed way, no, step-by-step process. How do we create report templates, financial reporting sa loob ng system? You can use this QR code and, okay, dahil second batch na to, actually, nagtaas na yung presyo. Registration fee natin, 1,800 na yan. Pero, for the first 20 registrants today, as in right this moment, we will be giving it at a discounted amount of only 1,500. 300 pesos discount only for the first 20 registrants. Tandaan nyo, last time that we did this, ang first 20 registrants, nagsasalita pa ako dito. Naubos na yung slot. Okay, so ito-double check ko lang that the link is actually working. Yes, it's actually working. Na-check ko na siya dito. So the first 20 registrants who will complete their registration will be able to avail the 1,500. After that, tapos tayo, 1,800 na po ang presyo niyan hanggang mapuno ang slots. Hanggang 50 lang po ang pwede nating i-admit on that day. Okay? So pagkatapos nun, hindi kami sure kung kailan ang next batch, kung gagawa man tayo ng next batch. So make the most out of that. Kukunti na lang ang slots available. So make sure that you make the most out of it. Ito yung QR code, or you can also use the pangalan nito? Link. Kung sakaling hindi nyo makuha yung, sige, bigay ko na yung link din sa chat box para hindi tayo mahirapan.
Mas
Okay?
mahirapan sila. Then you will see this post sa community, guys. But
Correct.
actually, may 16 na nag-enroll. So, yung 20, ewan ko na lang talaga. Last time, ganun din eh. Ang bilis. Kasi,
Ang
again,
bilis.
this is the something na bago. At tingin ko through MIGS talaga, mabibigay talaga yung... Nagtuturo na talaga siya eh. Matagal na. So, we don't have doubt that he can deliver. Baka over-deliver pa. Okay? What else? Ayan, grab nyo na yung link o screenshot nyo na just in case malito kayo. And then message lang sa community sa WhatsApp andun tayo. Binigay ko na yung link kasi mas mabilis ang ano doon. Lagi akong online sa WhatsApp. So alam nila yan, every morning nandun lang ako. So if we have free webinars. So I hope to see you on May 1. Again, after ng last 50 sa May 1 and 2, hindi namin alam kung kailan ulit kasi may other plans si Migs. Tama ba, Migs? May anong tayong next
Yeah.
week. Baka
Medyo napupuno na din ang training schedule ko for the next, hanggang May na to eh. So, ano to, sulitin na natin. Kaya nga napilitan akong mag-launch same day eh.
Oh,
Patayan mode
agad-agad
tayo
loob
dyan.
siya. Yeah.
So, ayan. Sana masulit ninyo and really looking forward to see all of you. So, nandyan na sa chat box yung link. And then, if I could also, Miss Yan, ask for
Yes,
some
go ahead.
feedback from all the rest of you. How was the training experience for today, no? So, if you can please scan this code or also use this link. Google review po ito. I would be very, very happy to know. Natuwa ba kayo? Natuto ba kayo? Masaya ba? Natuto ba kayo? Gusto ko malaman. Makita nyo nga sa chat. Natuto ba? Kasi kung hindi, titigilan ko na to. Ayoko na, nakakapagod magsalita. O, kung natuto tayo, hingi tayong feedback. I would appreciate it so well, no? Okay. Yan, salamat po. So dyan, you can provide us with some feedback. Salamat po. Ayan. So I hope to see you all in the webinar. And yeah, first 20 registrants lang ha. So keep in mind, sayang ang discount. Let's make the most out of that. Miss Yan?
Yes, thank you so much, Mix. And then last na lang, ito yung mga free webinar natin. Ito actual to, on-site. Itong link na yan. QuickBooks Online, pwede kayong umattend. Ayan yung sa Pasay, Miss Sheila. Ito, i-share ko yung link. Mix pa, share naman ako ng ano lang, para
Ay,
makita nila yung
yung alin. Ay, sige.
website.
Alisin ko yung ano.
So,
Okay.
ito. Ayan, so dahil may zero tayo, syempre meron tayong QuickBooks. So, ka-affiliate na rin natin si QuickBooks. So, any training regarding QuickBooks meron din, pero ito free. Ito online lang naman siya. And then may on-site for those makakapunta na on-site. Mga 10 slots na available kasi kanina 65 so si mga members pa. So, sa Golden Phoenix yan, na doon kami ni Migs. So, if you want to see Migs in person, nandyan kami, nakita ko na yung name niya. So, be with that. And then, ayan, online, nasa 250 na. And of course, ako po ang inyong MC, kaya pumunta kayo. Papakainin ko kayo ng lunch. Ayan. And then, lastly na lang, yung coaching natin sa CFO, andyan na yung classroom, kaya dapat nandun kayo sa, lahat ba nasa WhatsApp na link? Kasi dun ko isisend yung link ng CFO, tsaka link mamayang gabi para sa Diamond Peel. Meron pa tayong 7 p.m. pre-webinar, okay? Alright? Sino pa gusto ng picture? May nag-request daw ni nakasama sa picture. Pinky. Ulit, ang picture daw. Ayan. So, sa mag-enroll, let me know lang. Nandyan lang kami sa WhatsApp. Ayan. Okay. Picture ulit daw. Si Pinky wala eh. Yung gustong sumama. Okay. And then, ang commitment ko pala, dun sa mga nag-enroll na, dun kami kukuha ng pool. Pupunta ako sa Bicol kasi parating isa pang Australian client. May contact din tayo. Tapos si Tony naghahanap din. Doon ako kukuha ng susunod na bookkeeper sa nag-enroll lang kay Mix. Kasi sigurado ako matututukan. Okay? Picture. 1, 2, 3. Alam ko na susunod yung tanong. Miss Yan, wala bang internship? Maghahanap po si Miss Yan. Raraket po tayo sa LinkedIn. Mag-iisa-isa tayo sa LinkedIn ng mga contacts natin if they're offering internship. Kasi sakto, I think by June, fiscal year nila, 'di ba? So, mag-bookkeeping yung mga yan for sure. Deadline din nila. Okay, that's all for today.
Re-
Mamaya kita tayo 7 p.m. Mix. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
And
Re-emphasize ko lang, Miss Yan, yung sinabi mo
Yep.
kanina, no? So, binigyan ako ng task ni na Miss Yan. Kung sino yung mga best students ko from the batch 1 and batch 2, sila ang ipipresenta namin for endorsement sa mga may hiring sina Miss Yan. So, ayan yan.
yes.
So, kailangan nandun kayo.
Yeah, tama. Kasi magkakaroon kami ng reverse engineering. Lahat ng pool namin, i-offer namin sa Australia. Baliktad. 'Di ba? Dati pumupunta. Ngayon, ang gagawin namin, kung meron kaming pool, meron kayong blank profile sa amin and then we will release to the client kung sino-sino sila. Okay, so be ready dun sa gagawin namin mass hiring soon nila Tony. Okay, thank you so much guys and see you sa training. Excited na ako. Bye guys! Thank you, thank
Ay,
you.
sa mga
Bye,
hindi
Jen.
may valid daw yung QR code, please
Thank
take
you,
note of the
sir.